Hey guys, here I'm with another exciting video with exciting news. The new games dropping in 2022 and beyond is pretty staggering. And with the E3 2022 schedule looking set to drop some more reveals and announcements, the list is going to get a lot busier in the coming months. We are already blessed with some top-notch upcoming games, with plenty of release this year alone coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, S, PC and Switch. The list brings together our pick of the most exciting new games on the horizon that you should have on your radar. Before we go ahead, if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next video. So get ready as we take you through all of the new games for 2022 and beyond to get excited about across every platform. Everwild is a new IP from Rare exclusively for Xbox One that has already caught our attention thanks to its wonderful art style and enchanting world. We really don't know much about this new adventure yet, but the mystery surrounding it just makes it all the more tantalizing. Set in a natural and magical world, Everwild promises to take us on an unforgettable experience. From the trailer that debuted at 2019, it's certainly shaping up to be one to keep an eye on. We can hardly wait to find out more about Everwild's world and the many creatures that appears to inhabit it. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox One, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Take up the role of Ash Williams and his friends in this co-op and PvP shooter. You will play as a team of 4 working to survive by exploring, looting, finding key items to seal up the break between worlds, and also managing your fear. It's a game inspired by all three of the Evil Dead films as well as the Ash vs Evil Dead TV show. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Switch and PC. And the release date is May 13, 2022. Forza developer Playground Games is making a hard pivot into RPG territory with the next iteration of Xbox Fable series, which hasn't seen a mainline entry since 2010's Fable 3, developed exclusively for Xbox Series X and S. Fable 4 will utilize the enhanced power of the next generation hardware for a more magical escape into the fantasy of Albion. Just don't expect to be speeding around its medieval town in a Bugatti 64. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, S, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Luminous production team is made up of some of the developers who worked on Final Fantasy 15 as the debut adventure from the studio. Forspoken follows the story of Frey, a young woman from New York who finds herself in the hostile world of Athia with magic powers, Parker, and lots of other worldly creatures. Forspoken also boasts a host of established writers such as Gray Vita, Alison Reimer, Todd Stashwick, and Amy Hennig. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PC, and the release date is October 11, 2022. God of War Ragnarok broke the internet with its latest trailer, showing Kratos and a much bigger Atreus facing family strife as they take on Freya, Thor, and the impending Ragnarok. Eric Williams has taken over directing duties from Cory Barlog, and the story will see father and son travel to new realms like Vanaheim, Svartalfheim, and Asgard, and meet new characters like Angborda and Odin. This will be the final part of God of War's Norse saga. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PS4, and it is expected to be released in 2021. No confirmed date is announced yet. WB Games Montreal is working on a brand new Batman game, but there is a catch. Batman's been killed. The Gotham Knights are taking over the protection of what the studio is calling the most dynamic and interacting Gotham City yet, with unique abilities and skill trees available for each of 4 knights: Red Hood, Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl. It's a drop-in, drop-out co-op affair with an open-world action-adventure game style. Expect to see plenty of DC's villains try to take control of Gotham in Batman's absence, meaning the Gotham Knights have definitely got their hands full, but with combat looking very Batman Arkham sequel, you will have plenty of tricks up your sleeves. The platform this game is to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC, and the release date is October 25, 2022. The surprise reveal of the Xbox Series X at the Game Awards also came with this first look at a sequel to the affecting Hellblade. While the trailer doesn't give too much away, apart from the facts it's all in engine about what the sequels will entail. Don't expect Senua's story to have got any lighter since we last saw her. The disconcerting chanting, flashes of foreboding bonfires, and a man seemingly buried in a rock hint at another harrowing journey that will hopefully make as much of an impact as the original. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. While not a direct adaptation of the Harry Potter book, Harry Potter Legacy is taking all of its inspo straight from the lore. You will be playing as a student attending Hogwarts during the 1800s, some hundreds of years before Harry and co were born. But no doubt, we'll get up to plenty of wizardly mischief. It's an open world RPG, so expect plenty to explore too. The platform this game is to be released on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and it is expected to be released in 2022 holiday season. Team Cherry is bringing us another Hollow Knight adventure with Silk Song. This time we will follow the journey of Princess Hornet, protector of the Hollow's Net, who has been captured and taken to a strange and distant world, with over 150 new foes and new moves to master. You will get to explore new towns, complete quests, and try out new tools in this unfamiliar kingdom. The interconnected world Team Cherry has brought to life in its beautiful handcrafted 2D style is filled with a variety of different vistas that all look absolutely gorgeous and with so many new features and foes to encounter. Silk Song is one jam-packed sequel to watch out for. The platform this game is to be released on Nintendo Switch, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Announced with a tiny teaser, there is a new Indiana Jones games inbound from Machine Games, Bethesda, and Lucasfilm Games. From the clues hidden in the trailer, it looks like we are looking at an indie story set in 1937. With a whip-tooting hero exploring the standing stones and stone circle of Italy. That date puts it after Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Temple of Doom, and yet before the Last Crusade, which is interesting too. From the hints, it may even be that we are looking at the story involving a lost race of giant cyclops too. The platform this game is to be released on is not yet announced, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. After starting life as a Kickstarter project, Little Devil Inside actually appeared in the big PS5 showcase in 2022. This is an RPG with survival elements involved, and quite the little sense of humor. It's set in a Victorian-esque era, where you are tasked with discovering and fighting a range of bizarre monsters. It's look quite the raw. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Ubisoft and Nintendo's brilliant tactical crossover is back for a second installment. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of the Hope will see our heroes embarking on a galactic adventure trying to stop a new villain called Cursa, who wants to absorb the world's energy. They have got more help this time around, with new faces like Rabbids Rosalina and the Tutelar Spark, hybrids of Super Mario Galaxy Luma and the Rabbid. The game is also offering players more freedom, both in exploration by opening up the overworlds to offer more secrets, free transversal, and more, and in combat by doing away with the grid system in favor of free control within areas of attack. The platform this game is to be released on Nintendo Switch, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Mario Striker is back with its unique take on football soccer. It's a 5-on-5 sport where you are trying to score goals by drilling and passing to teammates, using tackles, items, and special shots to achieve that. You will be able to equip your team with gear to boost their stats and also engage with local and online players. The platform this game is to be released on Nintendo Switch, and the release date is June 10, 2022. Firaxis, the developer behind XCOM series, is bringing us Marvel's Midnight Sun, a supernatural strategy game featuring 12 iconic Marvel heroes. These Midnight Suns characters are banding together to take on Lilith, but they will also need help from the Hunter, aka Gu, the first ever customizable Marvel hero. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Insomniac is cooking up more Spider-Man goodness, and this time Peter Parker and Miles Morales will join forces to fight someone that sounds suspiciously like Kraven, the Hunter in Spider-Man 2. We also got a glimpse of Venom teased in the last game in the trailer, but it remains to be seen whether he will be more of a friend or a foe. The trailer gave us everything you want from a new Spider-Man game: acrobatic combat, web slinging, and spandex suits, but now it's double the fun. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Okay, so we don't know much about the new Marvel's Wolverine game right now. Only that it's being made by Spider-Man Studio Insomniac and is a PS5 exclusive. We do know that it served up an absolutely kick-ass teaser trailer for its reveal, featuring our favorite Claude Grum sat at a bar in the aftermath of a brawl trying to enjoy a whiskey. He's rudely interrupted, and that's when those famous talons make their appearance. We don't even get to see his face in the short snippet, but we are excited anyway. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, and it is expected to be released in 2023, and no confirmed date is announced yet. You know a series is popular when a teaser showing literally nothing besides a numbered logo can garner 2 million views on YouTube. At E3 2017, Nintendo dropped a bombshell by confirming the existence of Metroid Prime 4. Only to later announce that Metroid Prime 4 has been delayed and rebooted as Nintendo passes it to original trilogy Dev Retro Studios. It could be a while before we see this one, but it will hopefully be worth the extra wait. The platform this game is to be released on Switch and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Nightingale comes from a former BioWare boss, Erin Flynn, first revealed during the Game Awards 2021. Nightingale is described as a shared world survival game that takes place in a Victorian fantasy setting. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? You will be able to play the survival adventure solo or with friends and other players you meet in the world. According to the official site, testing is set to go live sometime next year. So it looks like we can expect to see a beta at some stage. The platform this game is to be released on PC and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Get ready for a road trip with Tess Divine and her mother Opal as they set out to uncover their family secrets. After discovering notes and letters tucked away in the attic of their home, the mother-daughter duo journeys to visit old abandoned family properties to learn more about their family history. Revisiting memories that each property holds, Open Road explores the relationship between Tess and Opal and takes them on a journey into the past they will never forget. From Gone Home and Tacoma developer Fulbright, this notable upcoming adventure features the voice acting talent of Kerry Russell and Caitlin Dever. The platform this game is to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. The 2016 breakout indie hit Oxenfree is getting a sequel in the form of Oxenfree 2 Lost Signal. Developer Night School Studio is delivering us another supernatural mystery to unravel as heroine Riley returns to her hometown as Kamina, but discovers a little more than she expected. Along with Riley, expect a whole new cast of characters. As the developer says, it's a new story that also offers an entry point into the game without having played the first entry. Although you totally should play it. The platform this game is to be released on Nintendo Switch, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. And no confirmed date is announced yet. Park Beyond is a brand new theme park sim coming to new gen and PC. And it's being made by Limbing Entertainment, the team behind Tropico 6. It might not be trying to reinvent the genre wheel, but it's doing something a little different, introducing the word impossification as the theme for the camping and the feature at large. You will be playing as a visionary brought into breath life into an aging theme park. Classic rides are getting improvements that take them beyond reality, beyond gravity pull and beyond current imagination. Hence the word impossification. It's silly, but it just might be brilliant. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. We have long wondered what Microsoft's newly established first party the initiative have been up to for the last few years. Turns out the answer was more exciting than any of us could have expected. Resurrecting Rare's cult classic franchise for the next generation, Perfect Dark could be the next killer exclusive for Microsoft Xbox family. Though we are yet to see anything beyond the intriguing cinematic which debuted in 2020. Here's hoping the studio doesn't remain in the dark for much longer. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, S, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. There is another Pokemon game coming in 2022 and it's a duo. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are arriving towards the end of the year and will deliver a truly open world adventure. Building on what we got with Pokemon Legends Arceus, this will be a world with no borders allowing you to explore freely and catch Pokemon. It will also introduce the Gen 9 Pokédex and be based on Spanish Mediterranean cities. The platform this game is to be released on Nintendo Switch and it is expected to be released in late 2022. No confirmed date is announced. Ubisoft is bringing back one of the PS2, Xbox, GameCube's era's most memorable title with a fresh remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. It might sound surprising for a studio that's been around so long, but this marks Ubisoft's first full-fledged remake. Distinct from other titles, they have simply remastered for newer hardware. That said, the Sands of Time remake is pretty darn faithful to the original, just with modern graphics and gameplay. The platform this game is to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, PC, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. In the works at IO Interactive, Project 007 is a James Bond origin story that's set to descend on console and PC at some point in the future. The game will feature an entirely original James Bond story but not much in known about exactly what that will be yet. According to MGM's Robert Merrick, IO was chosen because of their position as master of crafting living, breathing worlds of immersive storytelling. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, and there is no confirmed release date is announced yet. Arkane Austin is making a brand new open world co-op shooter called Redfall. Set in the island town of Redfall, Massachusetts, the place is under siege by vampires who have blocked out the sun and complete access to the island. You are trapped with a handful of other survivors who must team up and use innovative weaponry to try to become the ultimate vampire slayers. Think UV Blaster and Stake Guns and you are getting there. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, PC and it is expected to be released in summer 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. With an art style heavily influenced by Aliens, H.R. Geiger, Scorn is an horror shooter with an obsession with everything bony, fleshy and internal organ. Guns look like they are made from crystal and meaty offcuts, so it's certainly not from squeamish. Figuring out exactly what's going on here is part of the appeal or gross charm of Scorn. As you will exploring, fighting and solving puzzles to understand the states of things, prepare yourself. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Saints Row is coming back with a complete reboot of the series. You will be building the Saints from the ground up, playing as the boss with a small group of friends just starting out. It will be your decision that will shape the newly formed gang, and you will be able to make your mark on the fictional city of Saint Iluso by deciding what kind of crime lord you want to be. Drug smuggling, arms running, you decide. This is the Saints origin story and you get to tell it your way. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PC and the release date is August 23, 2022. From the sunset skies to the grassy fields, what we have seen of season so far in the official trailer looks absolutely gorgeous. Following a young woman who leaves a secluded community to explore the world for the first time. You go on a road trip on your bicycle, drawing, photographing, documenting and recording the life around you. Set to immersive you in a variety of different societies in its surreal version of the mid-20th century, where thousands of years have passed without any progress. Season's atmospheric setting and focus on exploration adds to its appeal. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PC and there is no confirmed release date is announced yet. Breath of the Wild 2 is set to bring us back to the Hyrule for another adventure with Link. Only this time Nintendo is expanding it even further by allowing us to explore the skies above. While we got the chance to see some gameplay for the sequel which doesn't even have an official title yet during E3 2021, there's still a lot of mystery surrounding everything it will include, particularly when it comes to the story. While it was originally slated for release in 2022, Nintendo recently announced that it will now be coming our way in spring 2023. The platform this game is to be released on Switch. Monomi Park's adorable ranching sim is back with a sequel simply titled Slime Rancher 2. You will be back playing a Beatrix Lebeau, but she is off to a new and rather mysterious rainbow-hued island called Rainbow Island, where there are new slimes to discover beyond those of the far range. There are new slimes to discover: cotton slime, angler slime, batty slime and flutter slime among those revealed so far, all of which you can use to fill your new conservatory farm. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, PC and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. During the Game Awards 2021, we got to see the very first look at Slitherhead from the director behind Silent Hill, Kichiro Toyama. Developed by Boken Game Studio, trailers open by saying that Toyama has returned for a new challenge in horror. From what we have seen, with insect-like creatures and sword made of blood, it certainly looks like we are certainly in a creepy experience. The platform this game is to be released on is not yet announced and also the release date is yet to be announced. The famous Blue Hedgehog is back for a new adventure where you will experience what is described as open zone freedom, taking on power foes as you make your way through Starfall Island. You will find yourself speeding across forested areas, desert land and more. The debut cinematic trailer which was showcased during the Game Awards 2021 gave us a look at some of this landscape with towering structure and vast waterfalls. The platform this game is to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, Switch, PC and it is expected to be released in holiday 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Sidebar is back with another RPG about sports, but that's not all it's about. Just like Golf Story, Sports Story lets you get up to a variety of different shenanigans as well as a healthy dose of sports. You can explore dungeons, go fishing and much more besides. Instead of just playing golf through, you can play all sorts of different sports such as tennis, hockey, football and baseball with lots of fun sporty antics and adventuring to be had. Sports Story looks like. The platform this game is to be released on Nintendo Switch and release date is yet to be announced. The classic RPG is getting a full remake thanks to Lucasfilm Games and Aspyr. If you missed it the first time around, the game is set over 4000 years before the Skywalker saga. It's a time when the Jedi and the Sith are at war. Your job is to help stop Darth Malak and he and his Sith armada threaten the Galactic Republic, finding companions and exploring planets like Dantoni, Tatooine and Kashyyyk along the way. The platform this game is to be released on is yet to be announced and the release date is not announced yet. Bethesda's first new IP in 25 years, Starfield, is so wrapped up in mystic and profundity right now that we are not even sure if it will be releasing on this generation of console hardware. Here's what we do know. It's set an open world RPG set in space and Bethesda has been working on it for years. Sorry, but that's about it for now. But at least the studio was kind enough to confirm its existence after so many whispers among the industry. Given Bethesda's pedigree, Starfield is now one of the most promising titles of the future and I can't wait to play it. Even if it might not launch until we get our hands on next gen console. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, PC and the release date is November 11, 2022. Ever wanted a game where you play as a little street cat? Well, now your chance. This is Stray and as the title suggests, you play as a stray kitty exploring a cyberpunk world filled with robots. Because of your stature, you will be able to sneak under cars, clamber over rooftops, and even be a little bit sneaky. Your task is to untangle an ancient mystery to escape this long forgotten city, enlisting the help of a small drone known as B12. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PS4, PC, and it is expected to be released in early 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. Set to arrive sometime in 2022, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League sees you as playing as a squad of chaotic semi-heroes. Squad up as Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot or Captain Boomerang with bots or other players taking the role of the other four as you play. Set in Batman Arkham universe, Rocksteady has already said this is a continuation of the previous game, so prepare to see some existing threads and storylines come to fruition. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC and it is expected to be released in spring 2023. No confirmed date is announced yet. Fans of survivor horror may want to have the Callisto Protocol on their internal motion sensor. Debuting from new studio Striking Distance, the next-gen survivor horror game takes place within a maximum security prison on Jupiter's moon and promises plenty of gruesome alien nightmare food. Devised from Glenn Schofield, the man we have to thank for Dead Space. The Callisto Protocol also technically takes place in the PUBG universe. Yes, that PUBG universe. See, now you're interested. The platform this game is to be released on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, S and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. In addition to Dragon Age 4, BioWare has also confirmed it's returning to the final frontier with a new entry in its long-running Mass Effect series. A brief teaser trailer released at the end of 2020 was all that was needed to get us excited, showing the return of a fan-favorite character in Liara who appears older and wiser than the last time we saw her and is seemingly on the hunt for Commander Shepard's ships, the Normandy. What could it all mean? BioWare staying quiet for now, but we are already preparing for launch. The platform this game is to be released on yet to be announced and the release date is not announced yet. Revealed with a cheeky piece take out of most game trailers, The Outer World 2 is coming. While info on the game is scarce for now, developer Obsidian says the title will deliver a new solar system, new crew, same outer worlds. The platform this game is to be released on Xbox Series X, PC and release date is yet to be announced. It's time to design and run your very own college, complete with appropriately whimsical and utterly bonkers classes like Night School. Get it? Create your perfect campus, shape the lives of your student on a more personal level than with 2 Point Hospital and manage its overall success. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PC and the release date is August 9, 2022. After the release of the first Vampire Masquerade's Bloodlines in 2004, nothing came as close to a great vampire RPG since. Thankfully, Hardsuit Labs and Paradox Interactive are bringing Bloodlines back with a sequel that promises to take us on an immersive role-playing experience as a vampire thrown into world of Bloodsucker in Seattle. As a newly sired vampire, you will find yourself caught up in blood trade war between competing vampire factions, with dialogue options decisions, alliances to be made, and choices to make. Bloodlines 2 looks like shaping up to fill the void the game first left behind it. The platform this game is to be released on PC, Xbox One, PS4, and the release date is yet to be announced. A Wonder Woman game is officially on the way from Monolith, the developers behind Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, and Gotham City Imposters. So far, we have only seen a very brief teaser trailer during the Game Award 2021, which shows off brief glimpses of the heroic iconic armor before we first see Wonder Woman appear on screen. It is said that she will fight to untie warriors of the two worlds. The platform and release date is yet to be announced. Prepare yourself to become precious with Lord of the Rings Golem, a brand new game from Daedalic Entertainment where you play as, unsurprisingly, Golem. Starting out in Barad, the modern fortress where Golem is being held captive. The game will take you through plenty of Middle-earth's location with promises of giant, persistent environment, each harboring several questlines and a range of friendly or unfriendly faces. According to the developer in an interview with Edge magazine anyway, aesthetically the game is inspired by Tolkien's own drawing and plays out like a stealth action adventure game that takes place advantage of Golem's dual personality too. The platform this game is to be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, and it is expected to be released in 2022. No confirmed date is announced yet. This is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do like, comment and share. Also don't forget to subscribe for future videos. See you in the next video.